Hello, 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 one and all. Hello to you if you're watching this back at a later date. I hope I can keep you company for a while, even if the social distancing is extended with some temporal distancing. We can still, use our imaginations and pretend that we're sharing time and space together. Because, in this weird phase we're in at the moment, imagination's quite important. We need to be able to connect in whatever way we can. Admittedly, they don't all work. Infamously, the celebrities doing the singing of Imagine pissed a lot of people off. I just kind of ignored it myself, but it was interesting how many people were kind of aggressively negative to it. But I've seen some celebrity stuff that I really like, probably from less well-known ones, arguably. I mean, Patrick Stewart is doing a sonnet a day, a Shakespeare sonnet a day, which, make you feel good. Sam Neill has been posting some very funny videos on Instagram and Twitter. Good evening to you, Catherine. Mixing a cocktail. Nice. I'm starting off with an orange juice. I spiked it with the chili liqueur. I was about to say I'm addicted to that, but this is only the second time I've done it, so that isn't really an addiction. But it does taste good. A very fruity drink with just half a shot of this Ancho Reyes chili liqueur from Mexico. Just gives it a bit of zing. It's fucking great, actually. And yeah, you just feel this really gentle sort of chili burn all the way down. It's good. It's good. I like it. So I'm having that again tonight, just as a gentle warm-up. It's not like you're going to get drunk off half a shot. I don't think the Ancho Race is even particularly high alcohol. I'm going to actually check now. I brought that up. It's just here. Okay. It's got a very sort of old school label on it. Ancho Reyes Verde, green. It's 40%, so that's pretty standard for a spirit. They call it a liqueur. Yeah, I suppose liqueurs are 40%. A lot of them. The Chile, El Original. Clásico Mexico. Heroica Puebla, Zaragoza. What does it tell us about us? I'm going to share with you some Ancho Reyes facts now. Ancho Reyes Verde brings the clean and crisp flavor of poblano chiles from the field to the bottle. On the nose, fire-roasted green poblano, charred tropical fruit, and smoke. In the mouth, notes of golden roast pineapple, touch of savory acidity, and the bright taste of green chilies. Finishing with rich texture and piquant heat. While Ancho Reyes Original is made from ripe and slowly sun-dried ancho chiles, Ancho Reyes Verde captures the first flavor of the exceptional chile before the sun transforms the poblano into the ancho. Influenced by old world liqueurs made their way to Mexico, both menjures of the earth evoke a sense of timelessness. It's not my fault I did that because it's spread across two lines. It's timelessness. And are reminiscent of the nostalgic flavors of Mexico. Ancho Reyes Verde is a bold and versatile cocktail ingredient whose unique, typo, WHO''S, they meant WHOSE, whose unique flavor transcends time, season, and geography, should be shared with friends and family to celebrate the everyday, as well as the most extraordinary of days. Produced and bottled in Mexico by Licorera Ancho Reyes. Due to the use of natural ingredients, some sediment may be found. So don't freak out. Don't freak out if there's sediment in the bottle. Catherine's back again. What drink did you mix? Ah, it is really good. I'm really glad I did that experiment because I'm not a huge chili fan. Like buying a chili liqueur was almost, to punish myself. But it's good. Just in little doses. It's good for me. As I always joke, whenever I get anything chili, it's an AIDS killer. His allergy to chili is so strong, it could actually kill him. Even with going out for a cheeky Nando's with the boys, and this is a real thing that has happened because of the chili they use in Nando's. He can't stay in there that long. There is enough chili sort of floating on the air that his eyes start to water and it starts to get harder to breathe. So he can only stay in a Nando's for, I don't know, 10 minutes and he has to get out. Safa, your birthday is Autism Awareness Day if it's April 2. So happy birthday to you. And I hope it's a good one for you. Annette and Gecko, hello, hello, hello. Of all the days, AZ's not able to make it tonight. He, it's like his day, Autism Awareness Day. He should be here, and he's not. So, but that's the way things work out from time to time. So at some point, to get some company, I'll probably open it all up. Adele is sicker this week. Yep. This week's been a hell of a year. It really things are a bit fucked up. So I was going to look up a recipe, liquor.com, how we're drinking and helping right now. I want to know that. Uncertain times, we're here to help. We offer the most trustworthy information aspects of drinks. Okay, and things you can donate to. Okay. Fine. All right. No, I looked this site up because I saw something earlier. I think it was 11 world whiskey drinks. Whiskey cocktails. That's it. World Whiskies. I got it in my mail, and one of them sounds diabolical, and I'm going to have to try it maybe tonight. At least we don't live in Florida. Yes. Gecko, did you actually send me some root beer? Cool. We don't live in Florida. The southern states in the US, which are about to get hit super fucking hard by the Rona, are also in the season to get smashed by tornadoes, which is just so fucked. Line Spider, hello to you, sir. Oh, you mentioned that stuff. You escaped military conscription in the Russian military. What happened? Adele, yeah, 2 days off work for mental health. Last 2 days have been exhausting, so ready for Easter weekend. We have uni assignments. Yes, Catherine, Florida is America's Wang. Oh, you thought I ordered a case? No, I didn't order a case. Because I thought I established I don't like root beer, or I don't think I do. Not enough to order a case. Well, yeah, it'd be fun to get special. Okay, now you've put it into my head. I want to start ordering things online, just so days feel special where things arrive in the mail. We shall see. So we'll give these special whiskey cocktail things a frisky whiskey, honey liqueur with Irish whiskey and orange juice. I don't know. This is the one I wanted to try. Look, this one sounds deadly. A white summer Sazerac. What are the other ones? A Rocky Mountain. Peach whiskey. Orinoco Bitters. Wow, okay. I don't have peach whiskey. Green tea, highball, I don't know what that. A Nail in the Coffin. I think I've heard of that. Japanese whiskey and Fernet Branca. Okay, I don't have Japanese whiskey, but I don't think you need Japanese whiskey, although it's got its own taste. But I do have Fernet Branca, and I wanted to use it. Actually, maybe I don't want to go nuts on cocktails because I'm going to the dentist tomorrow. Yeah, no, I don't want to go nuts on anything tonight. I make one drink tonight. Crybaby. What's in a crybaby? Turmeric. Irish and Wyoming whiskies. A little bit of bourbon. Calvados. Benedictine. Jesus, that's a fucking lot. Or a Washington apple. Canadian whiskey, sour apple, schnapps, and cranberry juice. The Commander-in-Chief, Irish whiskey, and brandy. I don't have those ingredients. A longshoreman, I think I've done that. I liked it. Rye, Amaro, and Punta Mez. I'm sure I've made that. And it was pretty good. And Isaiah Reinders. Irish whiskey, lime juice, ginger. I don't like ginger. Forget that. Right. Catherine, you've been ordering stuff online. All right. I did see that, Justin. After considerable pressure, the Florida governor exempted churches from gatherings. They're all gonna fucking die, doo-da, doo-da. They're all gonna fucking die down in Florida. Oh my God, just the southern states in America are just about to get smashed. Gecko, you have to order it yourself. Made in Texas, but still not go here. I see, Catherine, that's my bit of news. Dentists are only doing emergency work at the moment. And last night, eating dinner, there was a fucking foreign object in my food. I don't know. I got it. I bit down really hard because it was this pork belly strip stuff that young Mr. Angry had prepped. So it was bulgogi style. I was trying to remember the right word. That Korean barbecue style. He made the marinade, and I cooked it. And so chewing pretty hard because it's pork belly strips, and some bit down really hard on something on my front teeth that fucking hurt. I was worried I cracked one of my teeth, but I didn't. But it was like glass. It was this tiny little bit of something. I hurt. And then again, I'm in bed, right, and I don't know. I could feel something with my tongue. And there's a filling on the back of my front teeth. And I pulled the filling out. So it's sort of like the impact on the teeth had, I don't know, jolted this filling loose, and it's come out. And a little bit of the filling came out. It was tiny, right? When I press it with my tongue, it feels like a canyon. So I called the dentist today and explained, and they booked me an appointment to see the dentist tomorrow. See, it doesn't hurt. I don't know how long that's going to last, but it doesn't hurt. So the dentist is going to have a look tomorrow, and I think if it's something he can fix quickly with not too much drama, he will. But because it's not hurting me and because there's no infection, and he might not do anything. So Richie fucking McKay, I'll say his name because he must be dead by now. He was old when we were little. My childhood dentist was a fucking sadist. He was so fucked. Put me off dentists forever. As an adult, I just didn't go. And so my teeth got all fucked. And first time I went to the dentist as an adult was because one of my molars had basically fallen apart. And so I had to have a major process that was basically like a surgical process to remove it. But this dentist was good and used anesthetic, and I didn't feel it. Unlike the fucking childhood dentist I had, who was a fucking shithead. Ugh. Adele, you lost the filling to a chewy starburst. Yeah. Well, see, this sometimes chewy stuff grabs fillings and pulls them out. This one is like, it's between my teeth and crunch, and it hurt. And I don't know, it's like the shockwave dislodged the filling. It's weird. Like I didn't bite on the filling. The filling's sort of at the top of the tooth, and I really don't. But anyway. And hey, Strictly Sega and Kyle, how's it going? More recently, I've been going for checkups and getting work done when I needed it. So, yes, they're going like lunchtime tomorrow. I've got to see the dentist, and they will decide what to do from now. Because, in general terms, dentists are only doing emergency work at the moment because of limited amount of protective gear. So yes, El Dentist will look at El Tooth and make a decision on what to do from there. And so yeah. And although I've gotten over my fear of the dentist, still a little bit of trepidation every time I go in there. But yes, Carl, happy Autism Day. And our number one autistic pal, AZ, can't be with us tonight because of complications. Complications, I say. Strictly Take, you watch Albo being interviewed by Chris Kenny. Jesus, fuck. Ugh. Oh, I don't doubt Albo would be able to hold his own against Sky News. Chris Kenny's a fucking moron. It'd be so easy to run rings around that fucking tool. And Albo's not stupid. So, yeah. Oh, God. That's a fun one, Sue. Richie's the dentist's successor. Put your hubby in ICU. Kept saying he was going to die, and he didn't, but the dentist did. So there you go. Oh, Carl, okay. You're autistic as well. So it's, yes, depending who's promoting it. I've seen today called Autism Awareness Day and Autism Appreciation Day. Appreciate your autistic friends and family, and why not, indeed. Gecko, do you have a problem with dentists not being in medical insurance? Well, in Australia, they are. I actually have private health insurance because I was paranoid because of how many people in my family died of cancer. So I got private health insurance, even though in Australia you probably don't need it. Because I thought, oh no, if something fucking strikes me down, I want maximum care straight away. Thank you very much. So yeah. Catherine, should have seen the size of the $20 fruit veg bakery hamper you got today. Oh, I'm jealous. That sounds really good. Justin's autistic too. There you go. Be autistic pals together. I didn't get anything delivered. When did I become a millionaire? I do have to. It's not quite millionaire level for private health insurance. It does. It's not cheap, but it covers my kids as well. Because although they're adults, still living at home, still at uni, they're covered for as long as they're at uni, basically, or until they turn 25, whatever happens first. But yes, I got private health insurance just out of paranoia, quite honestly. But we'll see what happens. Oh, Kyle, also your birthday this week. So happy birthday, Kyle. So we're getting into the my birthday is this month. Everyone having to have isolated birthday parties, which is just a fucking scam. Like if you had a big birthday coming up, one that you thought you got a party like an 18th or a 21st, you'd be feeling well ripped off now. It's just like, what? No party? What? Fuck that. So what about the private health insurance tax 30 years old? Yeah, well, see, that's actually how I've had it for a long time to avoid some of the extras. Oh, Gecko's on the spectrum. There you go. So many people are, now that we understand autism better than even a couple of decades ago. It's like people who were so proud of their ignorance fucking do my head in. They go, didn't have all this autism when I was younger. Well, you know what? Yes, you did. Yes, we did. But a couple of things happened. People with autism were either institutionalized. In many cases, if they couldn't function that well in a society that didn't understand them, they'd end up homeless and die very young. Sometimes, they'd self-medicate with alcohol or drugs. And sometimes, they were just regarded as that weird member of the family because there wasn't sufficient understanding. But it's just because we've got better at understanding something and recognizing it and supporting people living with autism doesn't mean that it happens more often. Sue Andrew's going to be 54. So am I. Were we born the same year? That's a weird one. Catherine, you got a birthday in just before everything shut down. Nice. Joe, your neighbour made you cake, and you got cake in her hair. That sounds a bit intimate, Joe. I'm just going to say it. That sounds a bit intimate right there. Justin, where else am I streaming tonight? I think to YouTube and Facebook, as I often do. As I said before, I had a go at, maybe I want to try and do stuff on Twitch, but I don't know. It's just like pushing shit uphill, and I basically ignore Twitch now. Back in the 80s. Yeah, exactly. Strictly saying, people at various parts of the spectrum, you might have just been regarded as a bit weird, or if it was at quite profound end of the spectrum, you would just be institutionalized and locked away. So people didn't have to understand or support you. Oh, yeah, Lion Spider, trying to talk common sense to these people, saying it was always there. We just didn't know how to recognize, describe, and support it. The sort of people who make dumb statements like that are really proud of their ignorance. Joe's chocolate cake you got in your neighbor's hair. Okay. Justin, I would agree. Unwarranted discrimination against autism is right up there with racism and sexism. Like, not actually allowing someone who's autistic to function at their own level, to make literally prejudice, to make prejudgments about that person, who they are, what they can offer, etc., and assuming you can treat them badly. That's some bullshit right there. Bobo, early May birthday for you. I think a quiet one at home is an incredibly safe assumption. I don't see any possibility of much changing in the next couple of months. I mean, I did read an interesting article about what's happening in Wuhan. Of course, the hotspot of where this all started, not necessarily where the virus started, but the first major outbreak center for the virus. Of course, because the Chinese authorities can lock things down completely. People here think they've got, that's a tough lockdown. No. They literally shut you in your house, your apartment building, and it is impossible for you to go out because of military patrols. So they completely shut it down. And that has, if we believe the reports that are coming out, that in certain areas that had a very bad outbreak, they've got it down to 0 new cases. But the evidence is the slight loosening that started since they got those numbers under control, the slight opening up of Wuhan is still more strict than any lockdown anywhere else in the world. But on top of that, it is what had been predicted all along. The instant, not the instant, but subsequent to lockdown being relaxed, is that the outbreak starts to spread again. Adele, no, the 0 new cases wasn't because they were all infected. It's because they were all shut indoors for a couple of months. That'll do it. See, Bobo, you heard military welded door shut. Okay, that's the thing, Bobo. I saw video of that, but again, in the abstract, we don't really know what that video is. But that was reported, and I did see a video of these soldiers welding a door shut. I'd be slightly hesitant to say that definitely happened, like they definitely welded people into their buildings. I don't know. Strictly so, you think, like, I do not completely believe what the Chinese authorities are reporting in terms of numbers. Basically, they made themselves very untrustworthy because at the start, they underplayed the seriousness of what was happening. They didn't communicate to the outside world what they knew was happening, and then they actively suppressed it for a while, punished whistleblowers who went, no, it's much more serious than they're saying. It's really bad, until ultimately having to admit what was going on and then doing the big lockdown process. So, yeah, essentially the Chinese authorities have not made themselves trustworthy. And I just don't completely believe the numbers they're reporting. It's just that it's unverifiable. And so I'm also not saying they're definitely lying, like, it's like 100 times worse than they're saying, blah, blah, blah. It's just that they're not particularly trustworthy. It's like an authoritarian regime that wants to control the message that's getting out. You can't really trust them. It's as simple as that. So, yeah. So if you reckon it feels like an authoritarian state in Australia, you wait. As the lockdown rules get more strict and there's a dob someone in line, we'll soon find out that this larrikin nation is a fucking nation of wannabe cops. We see it all the fucking time. This country is populated by nosy busybodies. And the more someone says they're an individual and don't want the government interfering, the more they're just a wannabe fucking cop. And if they get to rat someone out, they'll do it in a second and enjoy it. So, yeah, I get more than a bit miffed when you get people doing this. Oh, we're a nation of larrikins, anti-authoritarian. It's the bushranger spirit. Get fucked. It's a nation of fucking cops, basically. And you just see it all the goddamn time. Just seeing in the corner of my eye. I tell you what, with everyone being at home and preparing a couple meals a day instead of just dinner, like, people would organize, if someone was at home at lunch, they'd organize their own lunch, or breakfast used to have cereal or toast or something. But I've been preparing lunches, preparing dinners, fucking dishes every day. It's like, didn't we eat yesterday? Why did people have to eat again today? I've got at least you've got a dishwasher, but it just seems like I'm going to unload the dishwasher, then reload the dishwasher. What's that all about? I don't know. It's a bit thing. Justin, no, I agree with you. We can't trust our government either, but we really, really can't trust the Chinese authorities. Strictly Save You watched Philly D talked about the amount of dead bodies handing back the... you're likely to get a lot of fucking conjecture and doing that. Bobo, I've seen what the Indian police are doing. Not specifically, but yes, they are authoritarians. I mean, because you've got the rise of Hindu nationalism under Modi. And this is the thing. Modi's Hindu nationalist movement has a direct lineage to Hitler's Nazis. They were inspired by the Nazis in World War II. They had direct links with the Nazis, and they, with their little fascist nationalist movement, they sort of stayed under the radar for decades, and only in the last decade they've really grabbed some power. And I must have been in a dark mood the other day because I was looking at what has happened and what is happening in India. And I came up with like my darkest prediction for the coronavirus pandemic. I would lay money sometime in the next couple of months or days or weeks, when it gets really out of control in India, and it will. It's just not possible for it to not get out of control in India. Modi's Hindu fascists, they're going to do a fucking pogrom of Muslims mainly, but all non-Hindus, and say they're the disease carriers, they're the ones killing us, and there will be mass slaughter. There will be riots and mass murder. I have no doubt that's going to happen in a couple of weeks. It's like I said, when people start dying in huge numbers, and they will, the Nazi-inspired Hindu nationalists will not hesitate to go, scapegoat. They're not us. They're the disease carriers. It's all their fault. And it's going to be fucking horrifying. Oh, Adele, ignoring the dishes when you're having a bad day is completely fair. Catherine, your cocktail barely tastes alcoholic. Maybe you're developing a tolerance, or maybe you actually made it less strong. I'll tell you the one I'm going to try. I'm going to improvise a little bit because it's called a White Summer Sazerac. Sazerac is a cocktail I like. It's basically, it's just an old-fashioned, a classic Sazerac is like a New Orleans cocktail. It's a Creole cocktail. It's just an old-fashioned with a splash of absinthe. So it's whiskey, sugar syrup, lemon, maybe bitters, and a splash of absinthe. And it's nice. And I'll show you why I'm going to try this White Summer Sazerac. Because I'm going to substitute what I was talking about last night. The Spirit of Dublin, some Irish poteen, which is basically Irish moonshine, because the ingredients listed in this are 1 ounce of Kings County moonshine, a white corn whiskey. So this will be my moonshine substitute. Then a 1/2 ounce of rye whiskey, a 1/2 ounce of brandy, 1/2 ounce of an Italian aperitivo, which I have, simple syrup, and then a few different sorts of bitters. I don't actually have fennel bitters, but I've got some spicy bitters. So spritzes of absinthe, so I'm going to do a splash of absinthe. So yeah, this is going to be a moonshine Sazerac basically. So I'm going to do this, the poteen, 1/2 ounce rye whiskey, 1/2 ounce brandy, 1/4 ounce of an Italian aperitif. You know what? I might try, because I got the new one that I've only used a little bit, which is a bitter cherry aperitivo. I might use that, and then a splash of absinthe. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Deadly. So, Annette, the Australians better get out. Oh, what? India are we talking about? When shit goes south in India, and it will quite soon, the first scapegoats are going to be the Muslims, but Christians are going to be targeted as well, as they have been in the recent past. by these Hindu nationalists. Basically, anyone who's not Hindu anyone who's not a Hindu nationalist is going to be targeted, and it ain't gonna be good. It's gonna be ugly. What numbers? I should stop looking at these fucking numbers. They're not even reporting India. Okay, India and Pakistan are still reporting very low numbers, like 2,000 cases each. My very strongly held belief is they just don't have the testing. The numbers are borderline meaningless. We'll never know real numbers for this outbreak because medical systems are going to get overwhelmed and we won't have reliable numbers. It's just not going to be good. It's not going to be good at all. Turn it onto a cheerier topic again. Oh, US passed 5,000 deaths. Yikes. 216,000 cases. This is the thing that freaks me out. The rate of growth in the US the last couple of days. On the 25th, 20,000 cases. On the 26th, no, wait a sec. I think I had that wrong. 65,000 cases on the 20th. On the 25th, on the 26th, there's 83,000 cases. On the 27th, 101,000 cases. 28th, 121,000 cases. 29th, 141,000 cases. 30th, 161,000 cases. 31st, 188,000 cases. The 1st, 213,000 cases. It's just like, yikes, that is going up pretty goddamn sharpish. Pretty goddamn sharpish. So it does not bode well. I'm going to close this map. I get obsessed with it, and I'm going to give it to you. I have not watched Tiger King yet. I haven't really been watching any extra TV yet because I've been hanging out with you fine people, and I'm working during the day, work from home. Oh, Justin, I did hear that story about an aircraft carrier, an American military aircraft carrier. The captain wanting to get the sailors off the ship and being denied permission or something. Very, very strange. I only sort of saw a headline version of that. I just saw Strictly Said, yes, why would the Hindu nationalists blame it on the Muslims? Because they blame everything on the Muslims, and they have an actual pandemic to say, Hitler, just said the Jews were disease carriers when there was no particular disease to point to. Modi's fascists have a very convenient and terrifying pandemic to point to, and they will shamelessly say it's the Muslims' fault. That's why the US said medieval diseases come back last year during the rate of homeless. I was pretty shocked to find out the bubonic plague is still around. And in the US and probably in other places, you can contract it if a squirrel bites. So there's a lot of animals carrying the bubonic plague. You get bitten by one of the squirrels or whatever, they'll give you the plague. That's a fun idea. Oh, Dale's saying you do it. It's amazing, terrible. Yes, the bloody Tiger King. Everyone's talking about Tiger King. I don't know. So what time do I start at work in the AM? I normally log in like 7:30, because then I can finish early as well. Because my commute is so quick now. From bed to the computer. I have to admit, like everyone talks about, like, oh, when you're working from home, it's good to have a routine. I have a routine. I get out of bed and come in and like log in to work, have some breakfast, work on stuff, and then at lunchtime have a shower and put clothes. Like up until lunchtime, I'm still in my dressing gown because I don't do video calls. I just do voice calls on Skype. And so yeah, my routine is to not have a shower and get dressed until lunchtime. I'm loving it. So yes, those things. So I've broken the seal on my Patine, aka Irish moonshine. Got a really cute cork, cute bottle. Might keep it. Oh, I was about to say it's actually got quite a mild aroma, but there's a real God. That's burning my nostril hairs. There's a real burn right on the end. Okay, because this is overproof. This is over 50% alcohol, 52.5% alcohol. Means it'll burn if I apply a match to it. Oh, Annette's having a cocktail. Nice. Yeah. I used to get to work at 7:30 when I was commuting. I had 6:15 alarm, which I have the luxury of not having anymore. But I had a 6:15 alarm, get up, have a shower, get a train that left the station at about 7:05. My work's right next to Parliament Station, and I'd get there, like the train would get in, it's about a 20-minute train ride, so the train would get in about 7:25, up the elevator, logged on by 7:30, so I could finish by 4, which was nice, because I'm slightly outside of the worst of the rush by starting and leaving early. Justin, what's Sadie doing to keep himself safe? He's supposed to be locked in his apartment and not going out. That's what he's supposed to be under really quite strict quarantine, because his immune system is fucking non-existent. And with his myriad health complications, the Rona would knock him about very badly. So are the metro trains reliable on time? Most of the time. Obviously, there are delays and whatnot, but I accept shortcomings in public transport. I think public transport's really important. Big Bad Ad, saying I'm a lucky bastard. Am I a lucky bastard that I'm working from home, or a lucky bastard that I actually still have a paying job? Because I feel very lucky for both of those. We had our little all hands Skype call for the IT group this afternoon, and and everyone's talking about how's the working from home treating you? Is it weird? Are you coping with it? A lot of people are having trouble adjusting. I'm not, because I don't have little kids. I think anyone with little kids finds the change really challenging. Yes, I forgot. The metro trains are so much better than V-Line, because the trains have to go so far. A minor disruption will completely fuck up V-Line. For those who don't know, V-Line is the Victoria Country Lines. It's the country trains that go between Melbourne and country towns, and lots of people commute on them. And because they travel so far, a single thing goes wrong will completely fuck up the V-Line trains. So, yeah, they can be a bit flaky. Yes, Strictly Sega. We're lucky we don't live in New York. That New York is all kinds of not good. I'm going to sneeze now. It's like something tickling my nose. Sneezing is not a coronavirus symptom. Oh. Oh my God. V-Line trains derail every now and then. Yeah. Oh my God, that just zonked my head, that little sneeze has. I've got still something tickling my nose. Dust in here or something. I don't know. No, I'm not going to sneeze again. That's okay. Ew, sprayed on my arm. Gross. No, I'll rub it on my face. Give myself the Rona. Oh, yeah. That's okay. So you're a factory production line. Yeah. Not a thing you can do from home. No. Ooh, nice. Adele making a bee's knees cocktail but using honey liqueur instead of just honey. That is a nice touch. Oh yeah, Justin, I bet there are delays sending post overseas. Oh Jesus, Adele, you're on a V-line train that hit someone. That is an unfortunate thing with when someone is training to be a train driver, whether it's a suburban commuter train, a freight train, or a V-line train. Part of their training is telling them, you need to understand you will kill someone. Your train will hit someone, run over someone. Someone will suicide in front of your train. There is nothing you can do about that. That is going to happen. It happens to everyone, and it's largely out of your control, and you need to be prepared for that. Ooh, nice. Sparkling sidecar in it. Splash of OJ, splash of lemonade. That's a bit, I love a bit of improvising. That sounds good. Oh no, as a kid, oh no, that's depressing. Ah, Glee. Yeah, a bit of a hot flush and thought, that's it, got the run. No, I think like every morning I wake up and just a little bit phlegmy, throat's a little bit dry. I'm like, that's it, it's the Rona. I've got the Rona, and then it clears up. The only thing that stops me freaking out now, because I feel like I wake up thinking that every day. It's like, yeah, you've woken up thinking that for 2 weeks. So it's going to pass in all probability and you'll be fine. So that's the only thing that stops me freaking out. Just going, yeah, you thought this yesterday and the day before. So, I mean, over the next 12 months, it's almost certain one day it'll be true. That's the thing. Over the next 12 months, maybe 18 months, maybe it's going to come back next winter. Over the next 12 to 18 months, it's very probable the total infection rate will be over 75% of the population. That's probable. That's not an out there prediction. That's probable. 75-80% of the population eventually getting COVID-19, and just very lucky that nearly all of us will recover. It's just really scary that not all of us will recover. And then hopefully by the start of next winter, there's a vaccine. No, there's no guarantee. Every time you see one of these stories, rush to develop vaccine, rush to do this, it is more likely than not that all of the stories we're hearing now about someone rushing to develop a vaccine is not true, or nothing will come of it. It is still extraordinarily unlikely that we'll have a vaccine. Well, like they've been trying to since January. It will be really good going if we get a vaccine here in Australia before next winter, before next flu season. We will be very lucky if it works out that way. Justin, how often do I go to the supermarket now? Probably twice a week. Geez, but the last one I went, was it Monday? Monday or Tuesday? Days don't mean anything anymore. It's so fucking weird. Monday or Tuesday, I went to the local Woolies, and they had so much toilet paper. There was a little bit surreal. The toilet paper aisle was totally full, and they still had this big pallet they were still unloading. There was still massive depletion in pasta and flour and sugar. There was some pasta, some flour, some sugar, but mostly depleted. L3, good evening. Oh, and I did see that video, the CNN guy who has the Rona and is still working from home. He's He's actually, his name's Cuomo. He's the brother of the governor of New York State. There was a very funny video about a week ago when Governor Andrew Cuomo comes on the guy's show and he's going, thank you. And he mentioned it to his brother. Thank you. It's always good to have you on the show. Really glad you could join us again. And Andrew Cuomo just says, Mum said I had to, which I just thought was priceless. All three, one per client. Oh, yeah, you're only allowed to get one pack of toilet paper. That's true. Invisible chicken, similar to cold. It's not similar to cold in that way, invisible chicken. It is an influenza virus. It's a novel form of a known virus, coronavirus. So it's going to follow the same pattern as other vaccine development. We just don't know how long it's going to take. Sorry, I missed something. Lion Spider from the Sydney Morning Herald, in her strongest comments yet on the Ruby Princess debacle, Premier Mrs. Berejiklian said it was absolutely, potentially the case that New South Wales Health was given incorrect information from the crew. I was trying to find a scapegoat for how badly they fucked up letting all those infected people alone. Ugh. Yes, just call your mum. Oh, dear. Yes, Boris shook hands with corona patients and then he got the virus. So all these fucking tools who spent all this time in denial, I can't work it out. The fact that they didn't know what was going to happen. Oh, Jesus. So weird. So very weird. But all those fucking right-wing religious groups in America demanding to have church services, they're just going to fucking kill their congregation. There's an actual case from New York State. I don't think it might have been New York City, but it was New York State. About a month ago, a choir had I think I talked about this. Choir had choir practice, and the advice at that time was don't touch each other, don't shake hands, don't hug, don't kiss, and so they didn't. And like a month later, a 60-person choir, at least 45 of them have coronavirus, and at least 2 died. And so what it was, and they said no one had any symptoms. So what it probably was probably as many as 4 or 5 of them had the virus, but were showing no symptoms at all. And just, they didn't touch, but just the breathing in a closed room was enough. So, yeah. L3, you need another coffee, waking up. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you, Adele. The politicians need to own their failures rather than denying everything. Yeah, you're right. And they're singing in the choir. They'd be breathing hard, and I was in a closed room. And even now, in the face of it, the right wingers, you're still seeing it on Fox News, the denial that anything's wrong. It's just, or that it's that bad, or not. And the people who still haven't wrapped their head around what you're seeing in the last couple of weeks, like what happened through March, as scary as it's already getting, this is only the first month of 12 bad months. Like, it's just going to get nasty. This is barely the beginning. It is barely the beginning. Oh, good call, Glee. You get delivery from being an important person. You're right. AZ would probably qualify for delivery. I know he wants to be bad and go out when he shouldn't, but yes. And I didn't actually see the Madonna video giving a corona pep talk from a bath of milk and rose petals. I saw an image of it and I'm aware of its existence, but I didn't actually see the video. All right. You know what I haven't done? I haven't taste tested this Irish moonshine poutine. I'm going to have a teeny tiny sip. Oh, smells a bit like nail polish. Holy Jesus. Faith and Bagara, I can see the Lord. Holy hell. That's got a zing in it. That has a real fucking zing in it. My God. Ooh. Okay. And you think Madonna's going batshit insane? Like she hasn't been for decades? You don't live the life of a celebrity, particularly an American celebrity, particularly a mega celebrity, without just being so disconnected from humanity that you might as well be nuts. Hi, Glitch. I love me too, but I appreciate your love. I didn't see that one strictly saying. Was that actually Neil Diamond saying it? I've seen people do that joke as text. The line from Sweet Caroline: "Hands, washing hands, don't touch me, I won't touch you." Da, 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 Sweet Caroline. Ba, ba, ba. If Neil Diamond actually did that, that is pretty funny. Jamiroquai did an interesting one to rewrote a David Bowie song to be with. All right, I'm going to. Ooh, this has got so much zing in it. I am going to make the White Summer Sazerac. So besides this, I need to get my rye whiskey, brandy, aperitivo. Okay, Christ, this is a lot of fucking ingredients I got to get. This is not a simple cocktail. Okay, let's go. Liquid lip. I want this. I want this. All right. Got my aperitivo and my rye whiskey. Absinthe, just for a splash. What else do I want? Brandy. I knew there was something else. Right. Brandy. Where's the brandy? Might be under there. Smaller bottle might fit under here. Okay. Oh, where's the brandy? Here it is. The VSOP. Very special old peculiar. We have Napoleon brandy. What do we want? Absinthe and just the tiniest bit of simple syrup. Okay, this is a mixy one. All right. Christ, I think I really want to chill this one down. Okay. Mixing glass. My special glass. Ooh, wonder if I can find my mixing spoon. I'll just have a look. Oh, there's my mixing spoon. That was easier than I thought it might have been. Got my long mixing spoon. I'm going to use the balls of ice in here. Got my spherical ice cube tray. It's pretty neat. It's spheres. I might actually serve this. What sort of glass does it say to serve it in? Mixing glass, chilled rocks glass. Okay, I'm going to be a bit not classy. I'm going to do it in my tiki mug with a ball of ice in it. I'm going to have a ball of ice in the mixing cup, and I'm going to have a ball of ice in the drinking cup. So see, make spheres of ice. Pop them out. I'll show you. It actually makes quite good spheres. I'll pop one out. I'll show it to you. I'll put it in mixing glass. See? Makes quite a good sphere of ice. It's pretty neat. Oh, Jesus, that cracked when I dropped it in there. But that's okay. It'll help chill the drink. This back. That back. Right. So, we are now going with these ingredients. First, the moonshine. In my case, poutine. That's close enough to moonshine for me. Okay. 1 ounce of moonshine. Okay. 1/2 ounce of rye. A little bit spicy. It's not as sweet as bourbon. For those who are wondering, the difference between rye and bourbon. Bourbon is sweeter. Rye has more in the light way of spice notes. Spice must flow. Okay. 1/2 ounce of brandy. They say a very specific brand, but fuck it, it's brandy. This is a good brandy. All right, a bit of brandy and 1/4 ounce of the aperitivo. I'm using this one. They say a specific one. It's a bitter Italian aperitif. This is cherry bitter aperitif that I got just as a treat to have something different. I like getting stuff it's a little bit different. Put that in there. Whoop, the drink's suddenly gone red. Hardly surprising. Put that over there. Right. Simple syrup. I'm going to use my... Where's it gone? No, it's here. Bloody hell. I'm going to use my... this is meant to be for cooking, agave syrup. But it tastes pretty good. So a little bit of agave syrup. Boom, boom, boom. Splash of absinthe. They say to do spritzers. I haven't got a spritzer, so I'm just going to put a splash. Be interesting to see what color this turns. Now, saying some herby, spicy bitters, I will... Which one will I go? I've got so many sorts of bitters here. Looking for a very specific one. Is that it? Hang on. Oh, gotta look around here. What's this one? Is that it? Yeah, that's the Negroni bitters. And the Boston bitters, because they say celery bitters. New England bitters. That'll be close. All right. How much did it? 6 dashes of phenol. All right. A lot of bitters in this. I'll do that. Oh, one more. Fuck it. Why not? Why not? Because it might be too bitter. That's why not. That is why not. Oh, am I supposed to put any? I'm not putting any salt in it. Yeah, that's everything. I just need to put some more of these bitters in. It's a spiced cranberry bitter I'm putting in there. Oh, we were talking about parodies while I was out. Jean Lejoie. Oh, I got into him in the holidays. Lee, you have Asperger's. Your day, buddy. Autism Awareness Day. Invisible Chicken's been looking up COVID-19. The one we came up with but never did anything about, to the tune of Red Gums, I was only 19. God help me. It was COVID-19. Now, I want to give this a good stir, both to chill it, dilute it a little bit, because this is fucking all spirits with just a tiny bit of sugar syrup in it. So this is, oh my God, I have no idea what this is going to be like. The ingredients they said to use on the site were all clear, so they called it a white summer Sazerac. This would be a cherry summer Sazerac, and it's got a bit of a cherry color in it. Oh my God, what's this going to taste like? Hello, nurse. Whew. Actually, I think it's pretty good. Okay, so you see it's quite a rose color. pour it over my frozen balls. Ugh. Ooh, this was always going to be a little bit out there. So it's it kind of looks a bit more orangey brown. Yeah, no, it's actually a fairly true color. It's slightly redder in real life than it's looking on the camera. It looks a bit orangey brown on camera, an amber color. It's not unappealing. Slightly more red in real life, I think. Ooh, okay. Now the taste test, a proper sip of it. Oh my god, it's got some after. That works though. Oh my god, that's good. It's actually really good. Like it's like particularly when I tasted the poutine, I was like, oh, it's like rocket fuel there. It's like rocket fuel. And but yeah, there's a real balance in there. This is not bad at all, actually. So it's very much a sipping drink. You don't want to fucking neck this one. Like, ooh. Oh my god, this is like a winter drink. This will fucking calling it a white summer Sazerac. No, this will warm you in winter. Fuck, I actually really like this. Yeah. This it doesn't even taste that bitter. I didn't put that much in. But this one, the cherry flavor in this. It's the second or third time I've used this in a cocktail, and the cherry really comes through. Goes so well with other drinks. And you want to get big ass tiki glasses? Get them from the Bitters Lab in Fitzroy. That's where this comes from. They had some good glasses on special there before, but they're not cheap. I got them as a birthday present, basically. But they have a good selection of glassware and tiki mugs. I don't know if they actually have the glassware in the online shop. What do they have in the online shop? They have their bitters, obviously, tonics, syrups, shrubs, garnishes, vermouth, spirits, liqueurs, books, gifts, barware. Okay. Barware. What do they have? Different things. Ooh, antique bitters bottles. Wait, what do we got? Glassware. That's what we want. Oh, yeah. Iconic double-sided happy side. $20. Okay, $20 a glass. But they have some other cool ones as well. But yeah, that sounds right. That's kind of what I remember. This was $20. You can't. They do have some specials on there. A couple of cool tiki glasses that are like $7 each, $6.95 each. But yes, this is my favorite, and that was like $20. And then you go online, go to the the website's the Bitters Lab. The online store is called onlybitters.com. If you're in the area, you can pick stuff up, but they can also deliver, I think. God, this drink is really good. I'm trying to think how many standard drinks it would be. Be like 1, 2. It's only. Wait, how much alcohol is this? These things are traditionally not very high alcohol. Yeah, 16%. 3 standard drinks? 2 or 3 standard drinks. So in other words, I would not go for a drive after drinking this, just to be safe. Oh my God. Timothy, you hadn't. Am I going to get Doom Eternal? No, I got the last Doom game for the PlayStation and I just couldn't get into it. It's like I've outgrown the run and gun shooty things. I need it to be a bit more story than that. And I just got really frustrated. And because I had Wolfenstein as well. And I just got really frustrated that all you're doing was run, shoot, run, shoot. Whereas I really enjoy games like, what have I played in the last year or two? Mafia 3, Yakuza 0, Far Cry 5, Grand Theft Auto 5, Zelda Breath of the Wild. I still have to play Barbie Horse Adventures for Boys, aka Red Dead Redemption 2. Mrs. Angry played that and really liked it. Mrs. Angry's been playing a few games, actually, that I haven't played. So, yeah. Doom Eternal, yeah, I'm just not going to get it. Oh, I remember that was stuff L3 stuff like a book that you put in the bookshelf that you opened up and there's actually had a bottle and glass in it. Yes. No, Tim, I'm not getting Animal Crossing either. There is a Switch in the house, but young Ms. Angry has it in her room. She's constantly playing online games with her friends. So I have not played any Switch games for quite a while. Ever since Young Ms. Angry basically she paid for it. She had a job and she bought the Switch. And she took it into her room and it's like hooked up to a PC so she can play online with her friends. And it just feels weird. I was thinking, why would I buy another Switch when there's one in there, even though I can't have the one in there because it's hers? And I could think of worse things to do with my time than play Breath of the Wild again. I really enjoyed Zelda Breath of the Wild. That was quite good. But, there are so many games I haven't played. Why would I play another one again? I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I've got to get around at some point to playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Mrs. Angry played that through. I haven't played it yet. Fuck, this is a good drink. Like, I often don't drink tiki drinks because I think they're cheating. They're very fruity. There's normally a lot of fruit juice in tiki drinks, and I think that's cheating. It's like you're just drinking a fruit juice and it's hiding the booze more often than not. Which is not to say that there's not nice tiki drinks, because there are. I like cocktails that have real character. It's like I don't want to, like I said, I wouldn't be drinking this straight. Put it that way. It is beastly. I don't know if it'd tame it down if you had it like with a big block of ice, but mixed with this other stuff, this has got real character. Like you taste it and like, that is an alcoholic beverage, but it's great, and it's just like, like the absolute burn of the poutine's been tamed. Brandy, that's a relatively sweet drink. This one, there's only a little bit of this. It's bitter. The bitterness is, it's there. It's not really coming through, but the cherry's really coming through. And I put a fair bit of flavored bitters in here. This one they call Negroni bitters. So its main flavors are orange, chamomile, and spices. And I put a fair bit of this one called New England bitters. So it's meant to be like spiced cranberry is the dominant. It's like, this is meant to be an American Thanksgiving flavor. And like the rye whiskey, not even really tasting that. Like I said, rye is like a sort of spicier bourbon. And absinthe, which is I'm not even really tasting the absinthe. I think it's just balancing with other stuff. It's very strong licorice, and there was just a splash of that. But holy crap, it's really worked really well. Oh yeah, that is good. That is actually really good. Big Bad Ads. Did I play CNC June 2000 on PC back? I never owned that game. I might have seen it on someone else's PC, but I never owned that. L3, we call that Berries Geneva. Geneva is the base of gin. You're saying you call L3, you call this Berries Geneva? Bitter de chambre, bitter cherry, basically. These people, Dolan, are famous for vermouths. And this is not a vermouth, this is a bitter aperitif. But yeah, Dolan are more famous for making the aromatized wines, vermouths. Timothy, did I hear Rockstar Games donating some of their profits? That's nice. It'd be nice if they donated some of their profits to the people who work themselves into the fucking ground to bring their games out. Luke, hello. Late arrival from young Luke. Good to see you. Oh my God. I can't help it. Every time I have a sip of this drink, like, fuck, that's good. Most of the time, it's very rare I make a cocktail and end up with, oh no, that was a mistake. Shouldn't have done that. Honestly, it happens every now and then that I make one and go, not making that again. Because normally when I look at it, it's not completely random. Like, I look at a recipe and go, that sounds good. That sounds like that would all really go together. And most of the time, it's somewhere from okay to very good. We've talked about before, my personal rating system. If I rate a drink 6 out of 10, it's not terrible, but not good, and I wouldn't get it again. 7 out of 10 is, okay, that was pretty good, and I wouldn't be really averse to having that again. 8 out of 10 is, oh yeah, I'm having that again. 9 out of 10, which is where I'd rank this, 9 out of 10 is, I could have another one of these right now. It is that good. It's like, I could have another one of these right now. And sometimes I'll go 9 point something up to, like 9.5. But so this isn't my all-time favorite, but I would rate this a 9 out of 10. This is really fucking good. Glee, yes, I know you like alcoholic drinks, Glee. They have chocolate or coffee, lots of milk, so they taste milkshake. I've got both white and brown creme de cacao, which are very good for giving the chocolate flavor to a cocktail. I finished the last of my actual chocolate liqueur, which I think was probably past its best and was starting to separate. But I didn't get sick when I drank it, so, all is well. I have to admit, I had a nagging fear like, I think this is going to make me sick. I think it might. Yeah, Bailey's is the most common of the chocolate liqueurs, and of course there are dozens and dozens of variations. You get these little round ones. That was the one I had, the pumpkin spice one. It was the orange chocolate. It was meant to taste like the spices Americans put in a pumpkin pie. And I got it as kind of like a joke last Halloween, because every Halloween we keep hearing everything pumpkin spice in the US. And then I saw this pumpkin spice chocolate liqueur. I had to get it. That was a joke. It wasn't terrible, and it made for very bright orange drinks whenever I mixed it with anything. But it wasn't great. Luke, you actually went outside to the supermarket. Was it stocked, my friend? Tim, do I like horror stories? In what sense? Are you going to tell me a real life horror story, or do you mean do I like reading horror, or just do I like ghost stories? These are all different questions. Adele, Traditional bee's knees would be too sweet. You like your variation honey liqueur as spices and fennel. Depth of flavor. Good call. Good call. What recipe does this mob say for bee's knees? Because it's often with some names like that, when you look it up, you'll find all these different and sometimes incredibly different cocktails with the same name. This site has a few variations. There's the bee's knees and one called the botanical bee's knees. Their bee's knees has is making a bee noise. Oh, yeah, this one has a honey syrup. So it's just gin, lemon juice, honey syrup. I tend to side with you, Adele, of using a honey liqueur. What's this variation they have? It looks like a vodka version. Oh, it was made with tea. With a botanical flavored vodka, lemon juice, honey. So it's okay. It's a botanical. They recommend using a botanical peach and orange blossom vodka, and brew some chamomile tea, and then you mix vodka, lemon juice, honey, and tea. That's an interest. I think the tea might take the edge off the sweetness, actually. I think this is another variation of busy bee. Gin, salted cucumber. Oh, Jesus, that's a weird variation. So that's basically a bee's knees with a ½ ounce of salted cucumber juice. Using a juicer, juice peeled cucumbers to yield 1 quart. Strain juice to remove any pulp. Add 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of sea salt to add flavor and preserve the juice. So that would definitely take the edge off the honey, putting a salted cucumber juice in there. Annette, you need to pick me up what goes well with Coke that's not whiskey. What do you have? Tim, there's a YouTube channel called Let's Read where the guy reads creepy pasta horror. That sounds like fun. Glee, you have to split. Thank you so much for dropping by. Hope to see you virtually again soon. I mean, yeah, what goes with Coke? You can put almost anything with Coke. Oh my God, it must be getting old by now, but literally every time I take a sip of this drink, it's like, wow, that is a fucking good drink. So I tell you what, I might make it again tomorrow. That is. I'm gonna have to, because I put a video on my cocktail channel today, making a really simple cocktail, a bramble, which is gin, and I have some blackberry liqueur and lemon juice, and that's basically it. It's fucking good. But that was a really simple one. I'm gonna do this because this is a complicated one. Oh, it's fucking good though. Annette, so you have brandy, vodka, gin, Bailey's, and what is the and? I would be no, Bailey's would be weird. I'd go brandy. I would literally put a shot or so of brandy in a Coke. I think that would be good. I don't think I've ever actually done it, but I think it would be good. Lee, Jamison's. Yes, I have Jamison's over there. I have all the whiskies over there. Scotch, Irish, bourbon, and rye. Luke, you're not a fan of vodka and Coke. I don't think vodka's really going to bring anything to Coke, or Coke's going to bring anything to... Chambord. Christ, I'd actually go the Chambord, actually. Or... both a little bit of brandy and a little bit of Chambord. I think that would actually work in a Coke. Like half a shot to a shot of brandy, half a shot to a shot of Chambord, depending on sort of how hammered you want to get. But I think that would really work with Coke. That is a blind guess on my part because I've never tried it, but I'm just thinking of the flavors. I honestly think that would work. I think that would be good. From your selection, I would go that because they do sort of fruity flavored Cokes, and I'm sure brandy would go well with Coke, but yeah, maybe with the cherry as well. I think that would work. Luke, you'll drink vodka and Coke if there's nothing else. Yeah. L3. Probably don't have koalas really close here. You get to the perimeter suburbs of Melbourne, you get koalas, and out past Geelong, I know where there are some uh, koala. What do you call a group of koalas? Not a commune. Colony. That's the word. I knew it was a C word. Um, there's actually a place often where I take someone who's visiting as a tourist. Um, I'll take them out to where there's two neat things. There's a koala colony, so you'll often see the wild koalas in the tree, and there are these parrots that will come down and eat out of your hand, which is quite cool. You get these king parrots, which are actually quite large, and they will just you get a handful of seed, they will just land and eat right out of your hand. They ain't scared at all. So that's a cool place to take things. Oh my God, Lee, you did Coke energy drink with brandy. Yes. See, mixing energy drinks with alcohol, sounds like it would work. Like, oh yeah, I'll get drunk and have lots of energy. But that tends to fuck you up, in all honesty. L3, I agree, actually. We have really cute animals. There's little penguin colonies around Melbourne. Again, this is a place where I often take tourists, and they're cute. They're like this big, fully grown. They're this big. They're so cute. And they're like in urban areas, if you know where to go, the little penguins. Most famously, Phillip Island has a huge penguin colony, and they come in at sunset, and tourists will always go there to get just all these penguins coming in. The little penguins are very cute, and yeah, I like our birds. I like our marsupials. One that you don't see very often, they exist in wild. I have seen them in like a wildlife sanctuary. They're sometimes called native cats, but they're a marsupial. They're called quolls, spotted quolls. They're carnivores. They're these mean little carnivorous marsupials, and they're cute, but they've got all these little needle teeth and claws, and they're carnivores. And they're like cute little meat eaters. It's very rare you'll see them in the wild because they're endangered, but I have seen them in a wildlife sanctuary, seen them at feeding time. Pretty full on. Yeah, Invisible Chicken, you're right. There is a risk with alcohol and energy drinks that you'll drink way too much alcohol because the caffeine in the energy drink will fool you, and you'll actually get alcohol poisoning. It's a bad thing. Safi, you're originally from not Melbourne. I'm originally from country New South Wales. Just been in Melbourne for 20 years now. That's a long time. I'm old. I am old. So, yes. But I lived in the country, and I lived in Sydney, and I lived in Melbourne. And Melbourne's nice. Like, I lived in Sydney 10 years. And, I mean, I had a good time while I was there. But it's never occurred to me to go back to Sydney. I've never been like, oh, no, I miss it. I'm going to leave Melbourne and go back to Sydney. Just never. It's so much easier to live in Melbourne. The quality of life is so much better. Very, very, very good. Fine place to live. That's like a really diluted version of the drink, and it's still nice. Lee, you're French Canadian. Choosy when it comes to drink. Well, I'd freaking recommend this summer. Well, the original recipe is called a white summer sazerac, but because I used a red aperitif, cherry aperitif, I'd call it a red summer sazerac, or a cherry summer sazerac. It's fucking good. Like 9 out of 10, definitely. I'm just washing it down with a little bit of lemonade that was left, making my soda stream lemonade, which is actually quite nice because it's not like Schweppes lemonade. It's closer to lemon squash. It's got like actual lemon juice in it. It's good. I like it. It actually tastes really good just washing down the little bit that was left in it. And what's this other recipe that sounded like it might be good? Nail in the coffin. Whiskey, Madeira wine, which I don't have, but I could just substitute vermouth. Liquor 43. Oh, I might try that. Garnish with shaved black cardamom. Don't think I'll do that. But a whiskey with a vermouth. So that's a Manhattan. A Liquor 43, which is a honey liqueur, so it's a bit sweet. And then Fernet Branca, which is a fairly spirited, bitter Italian digestive. So that is a Manhattan. It's basically a Manhattan, whiskey and an aromatized wine. Manhattan's whiskey and vermouth, and they're saying whiskey and a Madeira wine, which I don't have, so I probably would just make it like a Manhattan, whiskey and vermouth. But yeah, whiskey, vermouth, Liquor 43, a honey liqueur, and Fernet Branca, a very unique bitter liqueur that even has kind of menthol flavors in it. Might make that one. Wow. Nice. That works in it. The cherry wine with brandy and Coke. I thought that would work. Lee, you're mad you can't go to Canada. We're all mad we can't do a goddamn thing. Young Mazangri was all set to go on an exchange to Japan. It was all set up. We'd paid for things. She was going to do a year of uni at Japan, fully immerse herself in all things Japanese. And of course, that got fucking lucky. It was later in the year and not early in the year, so she wasn't actually in Japan when all the shit went down. But it was within a month of when she was meant to go that everything started going south, and the uni went, "Oh yeah, we're going to cancel that." L3, yes, I think you're right. The Spanish like red wine and cola. I think that is a popular drink there. Annette, you're going to save Chambord for champagne cocktail. That Chambord fruit. Like, what's in a French 75? That's like the classic champagne cocktail. I don't really like champagne, so I've never really gotten into it, but I just see it everywhere. French 75. It's a brandy cocktail. Okay. Variations on the French 75. The South Mint 75. What's in that? Gin, lemongrass, syrup, lemon juice, and mint. Okay. Regal Beagle Twinkle Toes. Gin, grapefruit juice, and juju bitters made with Chinese dates. Okay. And this one, sugar cubes soaked with pear brandy, topped with champagne. Blanche. French 75. Brandy. There you go. I think the traditional French 75 is brandy and champagne, basically. Or cognac. Okay. Cognac if you're being fancy, but whenever a recipe for a cocktail says cognac, you can use brandy. So it's cognac. This recipe is cognac, lemon juice, sugar syrup. They recommend Demerara sugar syrup. Sparkling wine. So you were saying you had brandy, Annette. Um, uh, a classic champagne cocktail is uh, brandy, lemon juice, sugar syrup, and sparkling wine. So yeah, champagne. That's a classic champagne cocktail. Revolutionary cocktails. What would we? Ooh, Adele, you've gone for Chambord on chocolate fudge ice cream. That sounds pretty decadent. I like that. That sounds pretty wild. But yeah, I've got some sparkling French cider in there that I keep meaning to open. I have to do at some point and do something like make a French 75 with that. I keep meaning to open it. It never gets opened. I hope it hasn't gone funny because I've had it literally for years. So it needs to. I don't know if it's getting better or worse sitting in the bottle. Need to open it at some point though. It's like a dry French um, sparkling cider. Um, I would normally get an Australian cider, but this was intended to be for New Year's Eve, and it was like champagne style, so it had a cork, so you could pop it. Because I don't like champagne, but I do like cider. So I got this cider that had a cork you could pop, but I've never opened it. It's at least 2 New Year's Eves ago, maybe three. I don't even remember, and we just keep not opening it, just forgetting it, and it's like, oh, gotta open it at some point. Shay's Revolution. Is that the name of a cocktail? I'll look up revolutionary cocktail. I'll just put revolution in their search and see what comes up. Revolution in a cup. That seems to be a Pernod thing. The drink that changed my life. The Applejack drink that started a revolution. Armagnac should be on the shelf. I've got Armagnac. I thought it was cognac when I got it, but it's Armagnac, which is really the same thing, but from a different region of France. So different grapes. It's fortified wine. All right, so here's what's an Applejack drink that started a revolution? That sounds fairly revolutionary. Applejack rabbit. That's the recipe. It's one of these really long stories. And what the fuck? There was no recipe. What the fuck? Okay, distilleries, Laird and Company, blah 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 blah. Apple-based spirits from. Here's a bit of trivia. Apple brandy. Applejack is an American apple brandy that's made traditionally with sweet apples. The French equivalent is called Calvados, and it's made with more tart apples. So the American version is sweeter, which is not really that big a surprise. Applejack, shot in the beer. Carry the brand near and dear to our hearts. Laird Dunham's planning much needed girls' getaway. Happened upon an article. Okay, they're talking about okay, that's it. It's the Applejack rabbit. What's in an Applejack rabbit? So it's apple brandy, lemon juice, orange juice, maple syrup. It's basically a sidecar. It's a sidecar made with apple brandy, but they're mixing up the juice. So that's the variation in this. Instead of using one sort of juice, it's using two. So 2 ounces of apple brandy, which is Applejack in America. But different countries around the world have their own versions of apple brandies, and they're all different. So 2 ounces of apple brandy, 3/4 ounce of lemon juice, 3/4 ounce of orange juice, which is going to make for quite a different taste, 1/2 ounce of maple syrup. So yeah, that's like a variation on a sidecar, which is one of my favorite drinks. Cheese revolution. Street Sayer, I don't know what you're talking about. When I see like a news thing referring to Eddie Maguire, my fucking brain switches off. So I don't know what money you're talking about. See if something comes up if I search Shay Revolution. Shay Revolution. Maybe if I just do a Google search. Revolutionary cocktails. Top 10 revolutionary drinks or drinks from the American Revolution. Oh, there you go. Shay's Revolution. That's on Difford's Guide. Okay. I was on liquor.com. Difford's Guide is the other main site I go to. So Shay's Revolution is rum. They recommend Bacardi light rum, pineapple juice, maple syrup, and mint leaves. Christ, that's barely a fucking cocktail. Yeah, it's like a variation on the margarita, basically. Pineapple juice. Yeah. So it's just shake. Okay. So you're shaking it with the mint leaves to get a bit of freshness from the mint leaves. So it's just rum. And they're saying Bacardi light rum. So you should if it's going to be Shay's Revolution, you should have a fucking Cuban rum, I guess. But they say Bacardi and then pineapple juice and maple syrup. And mint leaves. Shake, 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 and strain. There you go. Shay's Revolution. L3, you've got a chopper flying around. Don't go outside. Yeah. There's a video he argued with Tony Jones about returning membership. Oh, right. Yeah, no, I did see something about that. What in the end, didn't the AFL guy agree to refund memberships or something? L3, you're not going to go with a martini and orange juice? I very rarely put orange juice in cocktails. That's more rum. If there's going to be orange juice in a cocktail, it's probably a rum cocktail. You're probably going tropical or tiki style. What was I want to do this? Drinks from the American Revolution. They're saying drinks from the American Revolution. Trace back to before the Revolution. Okay, Ironsides, rum and soda. It says lemon juice, bitters, rum, and soda. Okay. Yeah, that's a rum and soda, certainly. Spiced cider punch. Oh, yeah, that's a punch. Christ, a gallon of cider. Cider and spices. Okay. Snaggery. God, that's just red wine and soda water. Okay, that sounds vile. Old Salem Smash. Water, sugar, mint, and rum. Okay. Planter's Punch. Lemon juice, sugar syrup, rum. There's like rum and lemon juice and sugar syrup. Okay. Sherry Cobbler. Powdered sugar and sherry. Jesus. Sugared sherry. That sounds gross. White spruce beer. It's got sugar and water and a yeast cake and oh, Jesus. Oh God, what the fuck? These are all gross. Spiced tea. Oh my God. Ugh. Drinking was gross. And the thing. Here you go. Another difference one. The revolutionary flip. What's revolutionary about this? It's got cognac, port, demerara sugar, and beer. Gross. And a whole egg. Yes, that's a little tip. If a drink is called a flip, it has an egg in it or an egg yolk. That's as soon as they say something is a whatever flip, it's got an egg. It's got egg yolk in it. Al Capone champagne, rye whiskey, vermouth, Campari orange. It says That's just a little twist on a Manhattan L3. That sounds pretty good. I mean, I probably wouldn't well, I don't have Campari because I have this sort of personal issue with Campari, but I do have a lot of bitter aperitifs. Again, since I got this, I'm a fan of the Dolan bitter cherry. I would make that one. That's like a Manhattan with a bitter aperitif. I would make that. I might even make that. I'm not doing it tonight because I'm about to go to bed. Like I said, I'm not going to get really drunk tonight because I got to work tomorrow. And I got to go to the dentist tomorrow, and I'd prefer not to have really. I mean, brush my teeth. I shouldn't have boozy breath, but I'd prefer not to have really boozy breath. Going to the dentist. Don't want to be frowned upon by the dentist. But I like the sound of that. Hello, Megaleech. How are you? Nice to see you just before bedtime. So for Ghostbusters Afterlife pushed back almost a year. Yeah, well, like so many movies have been pushed back till at least the end of the year because no one knows when cinemas are going to open again. Ghostbusters Afterlife's going to be shit. I say that as someone who thought the all-female Ghostbusters was really good. I really enjoyed it. I'm just putting money on the table now and placing my bet. Ghostbusters Afterlife's going to be shit. Strictly Sega, why don't I like Campari? Too bitter, and yeah, I had a bad and embarrassing experience with it. But Mrs. Angry and I actually agree. We have, like, one of the trendiest cocktails around is the Negroni, and Campari is a central part of that. And we have tried half a dozen times at different bars with different variations on Negroni, and we've never liked it. It's just Campari is just too bitter. So I've got this one, the bitter cherry, and Aperol, which is like Campari's milder cousin. So for a cocktail recipe that says put Campari in, I'll probably put Aperol instead, or these days, bitter cherry. But I mean, I've got a couple of Amaros as well, which are Italian bitter liqueurs as well. So I'm not averse to bitter. It's just Campari, I've never been able to get on board with. Never been able to get on board with it. Oh, 3, yeah. Looking forward to Amsterdam. Anything in the next 6 months is cancelled. Everyone's got these delusions like, oh, we could have the lockdown and go for a month or 2 months or 3 months. No. This limited lifestyle, with some variation and wriggle room outside, but limits to our lifestyle at an absolute minimum are going to last 6 months. There's a very high chance the next fucking 12 months is just us not being able to gather in large numbers. So no festivals, no concerts, no major events, because the risk of an out of control outbreak of something is just too high. L3, you think I should do a Campari Mojito? See, that's the thing. I wouldn't even try. It's just like fucking. No. If it says Campari, I don't want it. I'll just swap it for something else if I'm making it. And if it's on a menu and it's got Campari in it, I'm not going to order it. Because I've tried. I've tried so many times with Campari, and it just never works out. So me and Campari are not friends. So yes. It's tough. Well, yeah, New South Wales cops say at least 3-month lockdown. It's at least 6 months. I'll call it now. The spread of the coronavirus won't peak. Best case scenario for Australia is August, September. That's the best, best case scenario. And I don't think we're going to get the best case scenario. It's not impossible, but I don't think it's going to happen. It's hard to be sure. There's just so much we don't know about this disease. Like, as America comes into its summer, when traditionally flu infections would die off, we don't know if that will happen with coronavirus because it's so contagious. Summer may not provide any relief in America because they've already got horrific levels of infection, and they're in absolute denial about the situation they're facing. Strictly Sega, dinner and a movie. That sounds fabulous. Thank you for your company. I am going to bed soon. I know you got a friend in Florida who surprised New South Wales locked down for 3 months. Yes, because Americans have this really fucking dumb personal liberty thing. Like, oh, it doesn't matter who dies. I need my freedom. Like, okay, buddy. Okay. And America is right at the start of a very bad month. April is going to be very, very, very bad for America. Things continue to be absolutely horrible in Italy and France with 10% fatality rate or more, just because of how fucked it is and how badly it's gotten out of control. France, not much better. But America is about to leave them all in the dust. The infection rate is confirmed positive cases is skyrocketing. And the actual deaths is just about to kick into high gear. Not good times. It was only like a day or so ago they were saying 4,000 deaths in the US. Now it's 5,000. It's just like, it's going to turn into within a week failure. Adele, you want more cocktails, but after adult one. I'm in the same boat. Like, the one I made tonight was so good, it made me want to do more, but it's like, no. Got to function tomorrow. Got to function. Donna, hi. Sorry. You tuned in just as we were saying, America's fucked. It's going to go badly. And I, mostly through YouTube, I have so many friends in America. It's really distressing. It's bad. And I have no idea if we, collectively, humanity, are going to learn the lessons we need to learn from this. That's the sign I have to go to bed, I think. Namely, fucking neoliberalism, crony capitalism can't be allowed to continue the way it has for the last couple of decades. Ooh, Adele sending me a recipe. Thank you. Oh, God. Yeah. L3, you got a friend in France you lost contact with. That would suck. Just not knowing. Ugh, not knowing would suck. Yeah. Sadly, we are all collectively going to have a traumatic year. This is not going to be good. This is going to be quite a traumatic year. One of the reasons I'm doing this, I should stop talking about depressing stuff, although it's there and I can't avoid it. Yeah, having this connection and just hanging out and talking and stuff is hopefully a positive. But I am actually going to go to bed. That big yawn was the warning sign, I think. L3 in Holland, it's 12:55. I assume that's AM rather than just past noon. 9:55 PM here. Nice. Adele, you sent it to me on the grams. On the grams. I will look at my DMs, even though the interface on Instagram regularly confuses me. Okay. So I want to thank all you fabulous people for taking some time out to say hi to me and interact. It has, as usual, been great hanging out with you. Hey, Friday night tomorrow, no restrictions. I'm going out on a date on Saturday night, and obviously I can't go out, so the date's going to be home. But Mrs. Angry and I are planning a whole thing, so it's a special date. Oh, Donna, don't be sorry it's missed. I just hope you're looking after yourself. I hope you stay well. I hope the stress of everything is not too much. And I'm probably going to cut loose a bit on live stream tomorrow night. Then you won't see me on. I might do one in a different time zone, like in the middle of the day on Saturday, to do it in a different time zone and see what happens. But you won't see me on Saturday night because I'll be having a date with him. We're going to find one of the places we like where we used to go to dinner that's now just doing takeaway and get a nice takeaway. Donna, your son had corona. Well, I hope by had you mean recovered now, which would be really good. So, yeah, you look after yourself. Be safe. Everyone, look after yourself. Be nice to yourself. If you have the opportunity to be nice to someone else, do that. But never forget to be nice to yourself, because we live in stressful times. It's a weird and wacky thing. I want to see you again soon. But for now, I'm going to go to bed. Good night, one and all. I will see you again soon.